up next.
Get a crazy one. Crazy. I want like I want my jaw on the floor. Like maybe one with like a plot twist where you're like, ooh, you know?
Okay.
Like not like the most graphic, horrific, but maybe like,
I got one for you.
whoa.
I got one.
Okay.
I gotta whip out the computer for her.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Bring out the big guns. Okay. One last one.
Yeah.
You wanted Twisty Turny.
Twisty turny, spooky McSpooker.
So this one's an oldie but a goodie.
Okay.
Coming
Why
up-
by oldie? Like,
It's an oldie. It's 4 years old.
oh, okay.
So this one was originally posted by username BabyBlue17 for those of you that want to look into it. But it is quite terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pregnant and being investigated by the Department of Child Services.
Oh, man.
Hello, I'm a 29-year-old, happily married. My husband and I are college educated, have respectable, stable jobs, own a home in a nice neighborhood. We're basically as prepared as anyone can be to start a family. I'm almost 9 months pregnant with our first child. The problem is that 11 years ago, when my husband was a freshman in college, he was arrested for possession of marijuana. It was a large enough amount that he was charged with a Class D felony. Our jurisdiction is very harsh regarding marijuana, but not intent to deal. He pled guilty and did his time in probation without a problem, passing every drug test along the way. He has not touched marijuana or any other illegal substance since, and we rarely even drink, and haven't at all in over a year. I have no criminal record and have never done drugs myself. It was a stupid mistake he made as a foolish 18-year-old, and he's worked hard to put it behind him. Someone has apparently contacted child services in our area and informed them that we are drug users. This accusation is being taken very seriously because of my husband's record. We have been as cooperative as could be with our caseworker. We've been interviewed, our home has been examined, and she found nothing remotely serious or incriminating. We have both taken drug tests and passed. Our caseworker says everything looks just fine so far. Unfortunately, she also says that there's still the possibility that our child could be taken from us in the labor and delivery ward, and that we won't be allowed to take her home. I was devastated and horrified to hear that. When I asked why, she said it was, quote, not up to her, and we'll have to wait and see, which made absolutely no sense to me. What gives? I feel like there's something she isn't telling me, but I have no experience with DCS, and I'm not aware of anything we could have possibly done wrong. I know they'll have to test my daughter for drugs once she's born, but she has not been exposed to drugs, nothing more than prenatal vitamins and Tylenol, and I've already proven that by passing a drug test. I'm scared and confused. Do I need a lawyer? I had anticipated spending our savings on our new daughter / parental leave, but I will use that money for a lawyer if I have to. Thanks for reading, and thanks in advance for your help. There's an update.
Okay.
Do you want me to just read the update first?
It sounds like you want to.
Say your comments, what you're thinking right away.
I don't have a comment. I think I have a question. I'm curious as to who reported that.
Very fishy. Very fishy, right?
Yeah. I mean, my comment is just like, this is so fucked up, and it's just so sad and shows how like broken the system can be and how like vulnerable you are to like a misstep with the law.
Oh my God, yeah.
But I guess the lingering question is in my mind that I can't ignore is like, who anonymously reported that?
It's very fishy.
Yeah.
Especially since the fact that it happened when he was 18 and they're now, she's 29. He's probably 29.
A decade later.
Yeah. So I'll read the top comment on the post.
Okay.
And then maybe we can just do the update.
Yeah.
And then talk about it because that's where it gets weird.
Okay.
I am a former Indiana CPS investigator / assessor. Something here is not making any sense at all unless the law has changed greatly in the last few years when I left the department. As of this moment, you are pregnant, correct? You don't have any children. They are investigating the fetus. Someone replies, former CPS worker here too. Agree with you. CPS does not investigate pregnant women with no current children. Something is not right. I literally just got the chills.
Oh, I got the chills too.
So OP goes, yeah, we have no children yet. They are investigating the fetus. I wasn't aware that was something they even could do. The report they got must have seemed quite alarming, I guess. It seemed weird as heck to me too. And someone goes, if people who have worked with CPS are saying something is off here, maybe it's an idea to contact CPS yourself, not through any contact the worker you have been in contact with has given you, but by finding their number on the internet and ringing directly. Ask if the worker actually works there, for starters. And I'm not sure if they'd tell someone if there was an open file on themselves, but maybe you could ask that too. I've heard a few stories of people posing as CPS maliciously.
I didn't even think of that.
I had no idea by this one. Like, I was just blown away that this is a thing. But let me read the update
Okay.
and it'll make sense.
Okay. Woo.
Yeah.
This is the shit that I came for.
So it goes, update, I'm pregnant and being investigated by DCS. Here's the link to my original post. When I made it, I was advised to get a lawyer right away. I was also advised that Indiana's DCS doesn't investigate pregnant women who don't already have kids, and that the woman claiming to be a social worker might be an imposter. I contacted and met with a lawyer and explained the situation to him. He seemed to agree that something was very fishy. To make a long story short, the woman, quote, handling our case has no affiliation with the Department of Child Services.
Oh my God.
I am still in complete shock. We went straight to the police. They're taking this very seriously. I can't give a lot of details because it's an ongoing investigation, but she seems to have been a very skilled / well-researched liar. I never would have known anything was amiss without the advice of this subreddit and the intervention of my attorney. I feel like a complete idiot, but the instinct to cooperate unquestionably when faced with an intimidating authority figure is strong. I haven't had the baby yet. We're staying at a trusted family member's home until the baby is born. My OB in the hospital we'll be delivering at have already been informed of the situation and will be taking the appropriate security measures. I'm still freaking out, but we're taking every precaution for the safety of my child, and hopefully everything will turn out okay. Thanks again, everybody. Truly.
Oh my God. Reddit like saved her.
I was literally just going to say that. Without Reddit, this baby would have been kidnapped.
Literally.
Kidnapped.
I just have to say, and I know that I've had some criticism about people because I openly admit I wasn't very familiar with Reddit when we started this. Me personally. I know you're like very familiar with Reddit.
I live on this bitch.
Yeah. I was not very familiar with Reddit. I will fall on my sword. And through this podcast and other mediums, I've become more familiar with Reddit, and like it's so cool and interesting and helpful. And like stories like this, I'm just like, it is such a powerful community.
Blown away.
It's such a powerful community. Like the fact that the commenter, the top poster, was a former, like I think you said, Department of Child Services, whatever his role was.
For the same state.
Yeah. Like you don't get access to people like that.
No.
Just by nothing. Like, the fact that this community can bring you to like trusted experts is insane to me.
It's insane.
It's so powerful though. And it's so cool because who knew that people like that, like it's easy to forget that people on Reddit can be like professionals. They can be lawyers, they can be doctors, they can be federal employees, they can be teachers, civilians, whoever. And you forget that these people have this expertise.
Yeah, outside of their internet role.
Yes, that they can give you that can literally save lives.
Reddit is the most amazing community. Like if you're struggling, there's a niche for you. There's a subreddit that you can go to.
Oh yeah.
But like this one, like this was either kidnapping, an adoption scheme where that happens. And look at like, again, like this is an eerie, creepy episode. There's so many stories. And there's this one lady, I'm forgetting her name right now, but she ran this adoption ring and she would steal babies from hospitals and put them up for adoption. But then if the kids would age out, she would literally like murder these kids.
Oh my God, no.
Yeah. And there were over like, I don't even want to give a number because I'm not remembering this like to a T, but they found so many bodies of kids she had murdered.
Fuck no. Hell no.
And it's just crazy. Like there was actually a famous celebrity But there's a famous celebrity that actually adopted kids from her.
No.
She was well into the system. Like everyone went to her, but she would kidnap babies from hospitals.
Oh my God.
And that's what this was. Like this was child trafficking. This was an adoption thing. Like no one poses as a government official to steal a baby otherwise.
For no I mean, unless you have infertility or you struggle to conceive on your own. I mean, that's a thing. There are people that kidnap children when they cannot have their own.
If they completely lose it, though.
Right, I know.
Otherwise,
no, but these people seem like they've kind of lost it. Like my initial thought was this is like a disgruntled ex who doesn't want to see her like ex-boyfriend or girlfriend or whoever like have a happy family. Yeah. So I'm thinking like, oh, the anonymous report was totally like a jealous ex-lover who is trying to ruin their family. But then my thought was, oh, this is child trafficking.
Yeah.
Like, this is child trafficking. They're trying to like abduct the child, sell or do whatever they're going to do with the child, which is disgusting.
Terrifying.
And it just goes to show, I mean, if there's anything to take away from this story, one, Reddit's an amazing community that you can always turn to. And two, like I think she makes a great point. Like, don't just take an authority figure at face value.
I was just going to comment on that.
Yeah.
It reminded me in a sense of like the Stanford prison experiment. And there's another experiment I'm forgetting the name of where it's like they had this electroshock equipment and they took two people, introduced them before, and they go, okay, like we're doing this experiment about shocking to see, you know, how that can control whatever. I'm butchering what this is. I'll post the links in the description of the YouTube for it, obviously. But essentially it was if you have a credited individual giving you directions, are you going to follow them or are you going to realize what you're doing is wrong and like be your own judge? So in this experiment, they had this one person on the side giving shocks to this individual. And it was like they had to answer questions, and if they answered it wrong, they would get shocked. And so the person kept answering the questions wrong and they were shocking them. But there was like a fake sound on the other thing where the person would be like, help, please don't shock me again. I can't take it anymore. And they would turn to the researcher and be like, I don't think I should shock them anymore. And the researcher would be like, no, it's okay. Keep going. This is important for the experiment. And they were essentially doing this. How did the Holocaust happen? How did people follow such terrible directions from, granted, authoritative figures? But how did this just happen? But this is a good example. When an authoritative figure shows up at your door, pretends like they know what they're doing, like, how did they take a drug test?
Oh, yeah.
How did they go to like a lab and take a drug test and like,
I mean, it's like, it's scammers at their finest. Like people have gotten,
insane.
Yeah, people have gotten really, really creative with like scams, and that's scary. And it's a reminder to like always stay curious.
Always.
I'm like very, very skeptical.
That's like Crime Junkie's motto.
Yeah, it is. It's
literally like,
it's
stay curious, stay weird.
Do they stay curious? I think they say something else. Wow, why did I stutter so much? It's like I just like stuttered every word in that sentence. They say I don't think it's stay curious.
Be weird, be rude, stay alive.
Yes. Like always just ask questions.
Yeah, stay
and just
curious. Like
stay curious.
Stay on edge.
Yeah.
Stay alert.
I think that's right. You just should always check things. There's something to be said, like you almost should assume the worst because you're ready to explore all avenues if it does go south.
I can be very pessimistic at times, but I think kind of thinking, okay, well, like if this happens, what's the worst case scenario? Because then I'm prepared and I kind of evaluate plan A, B, C. And I think that's like a lot to be said for situations like this. First dates. If you're going on a date with someone, please make sure people know where you are. And there's like a lot on TikTok going around right now where it's like, yeah, I background check my dates before I go on them. As you should.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like, and there's like men get attacked, you know, just like women.
Yeah.
And I get that, but like women are, I think, more vulnerable to these types of situations like stalking and murder and, you know, sexual assault. So
that's right.
And you know, if you're a guy listening, install the thing on your phone too. Like everyone is at risk to have something bad happen. Like no one's immune to shit happening.
That's true.
So
And
just be as safe as you fucking can.
everybody, exactly. And you just said that, and I grabbed my phone because so there's this, I'm like that too. I always visualize worst case scenario, and I listen to this TED talk, and there's actually a Greek philosophy behind it, and it's called I'm probably butchering this, but it's called like premeditatio malorum. And what that means is it's visualizing the worst case scenario in detail that you fear, preventing you from taking action so that you can take action. So essentially, you visualize the worst case scenario that would paralyze you so that you can be armed to take action.
If, God forbid, it does happen.
Exactly. It's actually a philosophy, and it's a form of stoicism. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Did I? Stoicism? It's like, you can look this up. So premeditatio malorum. I don't know if you could plug that into TED Talk. And it talks about this. And I'm like, that both of you and I, it sounds like we like experience that, where you visualize the worst case scenario.
Always.
So that you are able to act if it does happen. And I don't really think that's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing.
I don't at all.
No.
I think there's been a lot about toxic positivity. I think when you're like too positive and you're like, nothing bad's going to happen, it's fine. It's the same concept.
Yeah.
You don't know how to act if something bad does happen.
Yeah.
And you don't know how to prevent things from happening. And like, I'm like, everyone needs like a fucking attack keychain. Like, get fucking wasp spray or bear spray or mace. Get a tile, put a tile hidden in your car, put a tile, like, or not a tile. Like, I just got the new little Apple
AirTag
trackers. Like, the AirTags are magical. Like,
share your location. Like, I know some people are like not for it, but
you have at least one person in your life.
At least somebody that you trust, like your ice, like you're in case of an emergency.
Yes.
You should have at least one or two people on your location.
Yeah.
Like, I have my boyfriend. I have you. I have like my close friends.
Yeah.
If you live with somebody, that person should absolutely have your location.
Absolutely.
Because if you don't come home, they're going to be the first ones to know that you didn't come home.
They're going to notice.
And they're going to be like, me, Lauren, and Sarah, we track each other all the time. Like, I'm sure Sarah's like,
yeah,
it's 10 o'clock. Where is she?
This bitch needs to be in bed.
Yeah. So anyway, no, definitely like take all the precautions.
I know. I think one thing that's really, really cool about Apple's new AirTag too is I have one on my key ring for my car keys, and I put one in my car in case my car gets stolen.
Yeah, smart.
And so my dad's been like borrowing my car because his was in an accident. And his phone gave him a notification, and it was like, unidentified AirTag has been following you.
What?
Yeah. So this is great. Like,
shut up.
In regards to stalkers, if a stalker, maybe I shouldn't share this information in case a stalker is listening and putting it on someone's car.
Basically, I think yeah.
But yeah, like if someone is using an AirTag to stalk you, and my dad hadn't even used my car that long. It had only been a day.
Doesn't that mean that somebody was following him who also had an AirTag?
It's his iPhone recognizing that my AirTags have been following him all day. So essentially it would be like your stalker coming and putting an AirTag secretly under your car. If that AirTag isn't linked to your phone and you're constantly with that AirTag, it would be like, hey,
I see.
There's an unidentified AirTag following you.
That's like with you all the time.
It's with you.
Yeah.
And I'll put a screenshot in of what the AirTag says.
Yeah, can you?
It's really great. I think it's absolutely amazing. And I think it's like something that is such a great feature that Apple installed, because those AirTags could be used very deceptively.
Oh my gosh.
And very like
absolutely. Same with the
ill-intentioned.
AirPods. I've seen TikToks be like, if you don't trust him, put your
AirPod.
Now we're like giving out toxic advice. Like, you put the AirPods like in their car. Yeah. It's wild, man. Apple is doing a seminar tomorrow, September 14th. By the time this episode airs, it will have happened. So maybe Apple's working on these kinks. I don't know.
I don't know.
The future of technology, though. There's some detriments, but
get some AirTags for your shit. Like, I almost want to just keep one in my pocket at all times. I'm so fucking weird.
I'm really intrigued. If I get that guard dog, I'm probably going to put an AirTag on him.
Every person, put it on your dog. It's the greatest thing you can do to keep yourself safe, your animal safe, your property safe.
Totally. Yeah.
I'm
absolutely going to do it.
Big plugger
so
here.
Smart. Big Apple plugs over here. I don't know, man.
Big pluggers, clearly.
Yeah, like, whoa. No free promo.